Hello everyone, my name is Steve. I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a while. Just to kind of confirm here, what I'll probably be doing is kind of doing this every 2 weeks or so. There's camera mode here. But anyways, I just wanted to let you know I am still working on the Spaced Out game, and I've made a lot of progress with it so far. So I wanted to kind of show you what I have running here. And then we'll kind of course, look at some of the code examples. And so I'm going to kind of expand it here a little bit. So if you remember last time in the last video, I didn't have multicolor enabled. So I was able to get the multicolor turned back on. And also, if you remember before, I always scrolled over here before you could see it. So now I've got full screen mode. So everything appears instantly. So it looks more real. I've also turned on the borders here, enlarged the borders here to what's called 38 column mode, so it hides the scrolling, the little funny lines that kind of move through there. And you'll see it also, look here, lo and behold, I've got the animations working. I've actually got almost all stages of animation working at this point, and I've even added in some new messages and stuff like that. Hopefully I don't miss anything else, but I think pretty much for the most part I even added back in the laser gun and all that, but I won't do the laser gun because it'll kind of crash right anyway. So I'll get back to the kind of the main screen here and show you. So let me just kind of shut this down anyway and rerun it. So you can see exactly how it loads. You'll see it comes into full screen mode. And it starts here at the main screen. It puts a first message. I also added a copyright to the screen here. And you can start moving, just like before. You start scrolling left and right. So as I'm scrolling here, you see this little thing right here at the bottom. It looks kind of funny. This is actually just supposed to be a number writing to the screen, but for some reason it's not writing properly here. But you'll see it change. It's actually supposed to be 0 right now, because this is room 0. And what I did is I set a long scroll part, make it go over so many characters, and I also set an internal timer to make it flip to the next screen. So basically, you'll see once the alien appears, that'll be the next room right there. So there he appeared. So now you see this change from 5 to the 6. So we're now in room, actually this is room 1. So excuse the little thing here. And notice the message changed to an alien is approaching. So you can see him kind of moving around up there. Now as I keep moving again, he's going to keep moving along, of course. The only interruption I have is like when I move left. Two things. First of all, his animation's kind of funny, but it's something to do with the speed or something. But I haven't spent a whole lot of time on it. I just wanted to get it working. And also the other thing is, I forgot what the other thing was going to be, but anyways, it's his animation, and we'll start moving over here, and you'll watch the 6 will change to a 7, which will indicate room 2. And then of course once we get to room 2, a new alien will appear. You'll remember this guy from before. He's also going to move position. There he is. So remember the snake? So now he's moved to the bottom of the screen, and we lost our alien at the top. So essentially I'm using the same sprite. I just recopied him from the top to the bottom and changed this character data. This also includes changing all the animation character data, which is held in special tables to do this. So I can keep going over here more, and you see the message also changed, beware of the snake alien, and it says 7, of course. So we go over here a little bit more. It'll take a second here. In the main control room here, the other guy will pop up here eventually. Get where he pops up. There he is. So now you remember the little dragon guy? We got him running around here too. Now what I'm hoping to try to do, oh yeah, it works. Okay, so right there the snake guy came, but the dragon guy kind of gets reset. So for some reason it doesn't work right properly the way I want it yet. I mean, animations stay on the screen. Oh, I was going to mention that when he moves left, it kind of slows him down. Okay, now we got this other alien back. It's because the positioning is off. Okay, so now you see it says room 5, so we're actually at room 0. So we'll be able to walk all the way over here, and it crashed. No, it didn't actually. It did something though, because the scrolling is still working down. But anyways, I'm going to restart it. There's still some things going on with it. Okay, so I wanted to show you to go over here, walk back here, and yeah, it's crashing for some reason. It was working earlier, I don't know why it's crashing when I go backward, but I'm going to try it again here. Let's see if the laser gun works. There's the laser gun. You can see the animation there. I'll go here, we can kind of see it. See it firing there. Yeah, there's something wrong with this. I don't know if it's the interrupts crashing it or what, but I'll show you the code here in just a second. I just wanted to make sure I showed you what I was trying to do. Get the laser gun. If I start shooting, I'm going to lose it again. So we'll go back over here and we'll change the first scene of the second alien after this one disappears. Okay, so we got him. Now we'll go back here, and the other guy should flip back up in a minute. Hopefully. There he is. He's back. So I wanted to show you that he disappears right there. So there he is. He disappears. Fortunately, it's going to crash when I get back here. Actually, it didn't crash that time. Good. So that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to stop you at the main screen there, so you can kind of move over here, and you can't go beyond the walls, basically. So that's kind of what I got so far. So we'll take a look at the code now. Oh, one other thing here. Let me show you the title screen to see if it doesn't crash, and then I'll just go back to it. I added the title screen in. Yeah, it crashes for some reason. Okay, well, I guess we're not going to do that. I turned off the joystick. I need to turn the joystick back on here so you can kind of see it. And you can't see it, but it's got the spaced out lettering here. It's all screwed up right now. It works on the other one. I could probably show you that real quick. What I'm trying to do is get everything added into one project where I can access everything here. So here's this one. Right there. So that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to have a title screen. Maybe later we'll have a scrolling bar or something like that. But anyways, that's what I wanted to show you that. So back to the code here. So get back to the top here. So one thing I found out for the multicolors, I had to use this fill color map because it's what kind of fills in the screen data. Here, I'll show you. So right here, it basically fills in all the screen data to multicolor. 15 represents a multicolor to activate the multicolor. So I wasn't doing that before, so I lost the multicolor. So I got all that back. That's cool. These are the game messages. I won't go over that. We'll go into more stuff later. Of course, like before, these are the interrupts. This is the alien animation interrupt. So the first interrupt that fires is actually alien animation. I think it's alien animation. Let me see. Yeah, it is. Now I had to go and change a lot of this code to get this stuff to work, and then here's the other one. The joystick is the next interrupt, so that joystick doesn't interfere with the animation. Okay, so let's see here. We'll skip some of this. This is just a regular setup for saving registers and all that. So here's where somebody recommended to remove the border, and I finally added that. Or not remove border, but expand border to 38 column mode. And that's what that does. Okay, so these are actually game messages. When you saw the alien right there, you saw the alien commander message appearing, you saw the snake message appearing in the dragon. These are just flags I set to show when the game message is actually appearing. This is probably a little complicated, but I'll try to explain it here, kind of move around here and show you where I got this. Let me see. Oops. It's in the right routine, it's not picking up the right. Let's see. So it's actually right here. So remember what I showed you earlier, those things that's kind of checking the game message. What it does here is, as you're scrolling, keep in mind this is the pixel scroll right, as you're moving the joystick over, see if I have the game running, I guess I could run it again to show you. Oops. Yeah, it crashes the title screen, so I gotta turn that off real quick here. There will be one moment here. Okay, so we're back. So I wanted to run the program for the game. And you see the first message appear. So let's go back here real quick. I'll show you something. Oh, actually, this is the one that saves it. So right here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to show the message here. And this is going to show the second message, third message, or fourth message. The game is always going to first time load the first message on the screen, which was done up here somewhere, right here. So this game MES is what's actually loading the message. Right here. This just draws the message at the bottom of the screen, which is 1989, and this sets the color mode for it. If you go to GMIS 0, you'll see the message right there. So here's all the messages. Spaced out, alien is approaching, beware the snake again, you see the alien dragon, and you just use the text mode to set the messages there. So let's get back here. You saw how I did that, right? So, like I said, when we're scrolling the joystick here, let me go down here again. So we're scrolling the joystick here. What we're doing is, first we're going through, to kind of explain this to you, we're setting a distance. So this is going to move from, it's a loop, so it's basically just, you know, incrementing distance, weight, is this one plus or minus? Let me see. I think this one's plus. Yeah, increment player distance. So plus 1, and this is just I abbreviated distance weight. We could probably say distance W or something like that. And then it's checking to see if it's greater than 3 here. If distance W is greater than 3, then we are going to go to the right scroll. So it sets a little timer. So the reason why I did this is because any loop in assembly language, unless you're setting them in high and low bytes, is going to run from 0 to 255, and the screen is much larger than that. So as the player is moving over, it's scrolling by pixels, so it's taking up 8 columns each time he scrolls. So it's basically, if I'm calculating this correctly, if you really had to figure out how many pixels he's actually scrolling. Why my computer does not want to work today. There we go, open like 20 calculators. Okay, so essentially what we're doing is the map is 255, but we would multiply it by 8 because he's scrolling 8 fine pixels each time. So it's actually 2040 is the whole distance he'd be walking across the screen in pixels, if I'm not mistaken on that. And this is basically what this is doing is instead of, because this variable here cannot go greater than 255, I had to set a distance weight in front of it and make it scroll through 4 times before it even hits player distance. That kind of expands out the player distance and doesn't make it increment all the time, because this is going to determine when the aliens are going to start appearing. This one is just showing when the messages are going to show up though. So let's just say player distance equals player distance plus 1, like that. And in this right here is checking the player distance. You can see right here it's if it's less than 135, which means he hasn't gone so far across the screen. So if you look here, as I'm walking here, remember what it's doing is it's scrolling by pixels. Each of these is scrolling from 0 to 3 to get the fine scrolling. So it's waiting for this to trigger. It's waiting for player distance to reach 135 after it's incremented the first loop through 4 times on each increment, each time it goes through the loop. And then once it does, it's going to say an alien is approaching. So this is where this actually comes into play. It's a table I use. Probably I need to rename it here. I had it from my old thing, but alien to move flag is telling exactly when the alien can move into the next position. So this 105 is saying he's reached 105, which essentially, for those who probably want to be mathematical about it, is 105 times 8 or something like that, like 840 pixels or something like that. Something like that. I may not be maybe off on that, but anyways, it's reaching that, and once it reaches 105, it's gonna display the first message, and then actually this is 0 here, so it's waiting for 118. Excuse me. So once it reaches 118, it's going to display the first message, which we know is the alien is approaching. 235, it's a little bit further down now. Then it's going to display the alien dragon, beware the alien beware the alien snake or whatever. And then this one's going to be the dragon. So I shortened the dragon. I could actually expand it more, but I just shortened when he's going to actually appear. So get back to this. Now essentially what's going on here, so it's just checking. I'm making it saying branch query is not cleared yet. So query is clear, which means it's still less than this, because we don't want to increment this loop until he's hit that. So to do that, instead of just making it equal, it's just kind of a shortcut you can use as BCC. So once he's reached that, and I'm in the wrong one here, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the left. There's one for the left, there's one for the right. So go back to the right. So anyways, once he's reached that here, what I did next is I started checking what to display for the aliens. Now, we know once he passes that point, the alien starts moving. I mean, he appears actually, because if you go back here, I think he disappears. Let me see. Somewhere. Once it hits 5, he disappears. So to make him appear, we have to wait for that counter, and then we reposition him at the top here. Okay, so there he is again. So that's what that's doing right here. Is this eval room is actually evaluating the room to see what we're going to do with that room. I probably might want to rename that variable. It's kind of a silly name, but evaluate the room. We'll go to that one right now so I can show it to you. It's one of my older we call these, functions or routines, subroutines. Oh, I just had it. Right there. So this one is, again, it's going to be checking the room he's in. Remember that number I showed you at the bottom here? This is going to indicate the room, and this is going to change once we've gone through those loops, those two different loops. And this one here is going to check to see which alien is in which room. So this one is just basically an indicator to position the room. So check room for aliens. You look here, it's just going to be 0, 1, 2. It's just representing each room. So room 0, room 1, room 2, room 3, room 4. And I just use that as kind of a check to kind of see which room he's in, so we can actually go ahead and position the aliens. And that's what this next one does. It positions the aliens. So once it's able to evaluate and it's able to find that correct room, it positions the aliens, and that's what this is doing down here. This is actually code to position the alien at the X and the Y. And this is again a table, so I'll show this to you. You can see right here, the first one is showing 0 at his X position because the first alien does not appear on the screen. So his X means he's off the screen. His Y, I just set it 70. I could have probably just set that at 0 too, it wouldn't really matter. Once he appears, this is going to be room 1. It's going to show that first sequence of the alien, which you're seeing right here moving. So he appears at position 90, and he appears at the top here. So if we change this, we could probably flip him down to the bottom. Let me see if I can do that here. It was goofing up earlier, so I'll see if it works or not. Hopefully it does. There he is. See, now he appeared at the bottom because we changed this location right here. So it kind of makes sense, right? We were having it at 170. Earlier we had it at 70, which means 70 is up here somewhere, 80, 90, 100. This is going down through pixels, and this is positions in further down the screen. Or switch that back. So hopefully that makes sense. It's just a good way to position your sprites on the screen really quickly is by setting them in a table. I use mine to increment which room he's in. This is how I did mine, so. That feeling I just lost my position again, I did. So, I want to bring it back. Okay, looks like I found it. Make sure, yep, pixel right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, after we check the aliens, we're just going to start, we have already evaluated the room, we already did this. Let me see, where was we? Check for aliens, we did that one. Evaluate the room, that's where I think that's just where we were. Right here, it's going to show the game message now. This is going to basically store whatever room you're in, whether it's 0, so it could be a 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. And this is just a flag to indicate which message to show. And we'll go back to show message, and I'll show you what I mean. Keep in mind, right now, this show game message is actually a 1 because this is room 6 is equal to room 1. So if we go back here, I'll show you what that does. Back where we were earlier, so it's saying yes, there's now a 1 in here because we stored it. Now we're going to go to show game message, and if you go down here, you can see what it's doing is it's loading the first message. So if we just go to that message, just like the other one, right here it's drawing the second message. We saw GMES 0 earlier, so let's change this to GMES 1, and you can see it down here. So an alien is approaching, which is exactly what this shows down here. Okay, so same thing here. Whatever that message is showing, show message, remember when we saved it in the pixel scroll, if it's a 2, means that he's in room 2, then it's going to show the next message, which is, as you move, we saw it earlier, but I'll show it to you again. Here's the one for the snake. actually, my scrolling's off right there. So anyways, it shows it right here. So beware of the alien snake, and that's what this one's doing. This is saying beware of the alien snake. And the last one, of course, is our dragon. Alien dragon, right there. So that's just how I got the messages to display on the screen, just by checking which room he's in. That was a little tricky to do, but I got it working finally. And then, when all's said and done, after we've gone through all these messages, we're going to reverse the alien. This actually, I probably showed this code before, but this just moves the alien around the screen, or all the aliens, in their appropriate patterns or states. So it basically tells you which one is going to be right here. It's going to say change the shape. This flip is just flipping him backward and forward so he can walk forward, hit the corner, walk backward, hit the corner, walk forward. So he just kind of goes in, you know, walking motion there, backward and forward. So I guess we could take a look at this one. Try not to make these videos too long, but I know I haven't done a video in a while. But anyways, this is what it's doing. It's just changing the alien shape here. You notice this PNT, this is just stands for a pointer. This is going to load in the correct alien and see which direction he's facing. And I know this is getting complicated, but tables are the key to really, somebody's taught me tables are the real key to really speeding up code and getting things to do what you want very quickly. So this right here is just facing the alien positions, and I actually saved this over here so I could show it to you. Not that one. This one right here. So if you look over here, you'll see right here. You'll see that this is just showing the alien facing direction, 62, 68, 58. So this is exactly what this is doing. And this is just telling you what this is doing. So alien is facing to the right. That's alien animation frame 1. And that's the one right here we're looking at. So this one's just facing to the right. That's the first motion. And if you look up in our picture here, that's just the different animation states changing. And if you also look down here in character pad, or sprite pad, excuse me, I have it open here. You can see these are the different animation states. So as he's moving, we can get the other guy right here. So here's his different animation states. There's one, there's two, and then here's the one that moves to the right. And that's what these are. These are representing the animation frame 1, animation frame 2. Face is just a direction he's facing, right or left. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. You can try out those kind of cool things if you want to kind of copy some of this code. I got everything on GitHub too, and I'll put the new link up when I'm done here. The next thing we're doing is once we've got the correct alien face in, we're going to, and he's gone, I didn't explain this, but let me go back there real quick. And actually, I don't need to jump over here because I already got this open, so we'll just look at this. So right here, once this is the pointer where it first stores. It stores into 62. If you see it right here, load the accumulator, and it's going to check what's in that pointer there. It's going to be a 62, and it's going to increment the pointer, which will now become a 63. So it's going to look down here. Where's it at? Base right to right here. So it goes from RGT2, RGT2 63 to 64. So it essentially flips between these two. It flips between this one and this one to figure out which alien state we're showing for which alien. You see here, there's face right. This is face position 1. This is face in position 2. So this is where it flips between the two different states. And of course, we load 2042 so we can see the shape, or show the new alien changing the shape. And that's why you get the changing animation frames. Yeah, I just lost my space here. Let's see, I went through all this. Yeah, no, this is right. So we go through the alien here. I think I was up here somewhere. Yeah, reverse alien. So we know that's just moving him backward and forward. And then you can ignore this. This would have been from my other player, but I haven't put him in yet. This is a pause to slow down the animation here. If you don't pause it, I mean, I can speed this up and show it to you. It'll look really, I mean, if you add this number, it'll really increase it. But of course, if you decrease it, it'll speed up the animation. Let's take a look at that real quick, just so I can show you how it works. We're gonna wait for him to appear again. See, he's walking much faster. Look how fast he's walking. He's walking so fast he's not switching the animation frames. You can barely see his legs there. So if we change this to probably like a 2 or 3, you'll be able to see his legs a little bit. Now check my time here. It's been about a half hour, so I might cut it in here real soon. But see, you can now see his legs a little bit more. So when you're doing animation states, you want to kind of increment the variable a little bit so that you can actually see it. And of course, once we put it back to our regular, it'll be back to what it was. So 15 is a pretty good way to see both his legs that look normal. Now you can see his legs are back to normal. Except those aliens, except the other legs. Okay, so once we're done with this, we just reset a loop here. We counted through 15, we set it back to 0 so it can flip backward and forward. So I'll just say 0 on this one. Reset loop. Next thing we're going to do is we're just going to go down here to move alien. Otherwise, it's going to jump out of this routine. And this is just determining, I did this so it shows when the alien appears and when he doesn't appear, because this is what controls the main movement for the alien. Anything outside of this will freeze the alien in position. And of course, when the game first started, you didn't see him started, so that's why I did that. And I think that's pretty much it for that. Yeah, everything else is just no, here we are, move alien, I'm sorry. I didn't mention that, right? Move alien? Yeah, move alien. So the move alien is this is positioning his size. You kind of know how the tables work already, but this is just positioning the size. And this one is flipping him backward and forward. This one is just saying change alien shape right. We saw this earlier. This is just when he moves over, we want to change the alien shape as he's moving around and reverse the alien here. And change alien right left. So the 0 for flip alien is changing him, moving him to the right. Right here. And of course the other one is moving him to the left. That way. So I think that's everything, because we just covered this earlier, so everything I could really show you at this moment. So I hope this was pretty informative. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I don't really have a whole lot of time to work on these, but I'll try to get them out as I can. So I'll probably be doing one maybe every 2 weeks, but at least I can get a lot done. Actually, believe it or not, I did most of this last night and today. And how did I do that? Based on what I showed you earlier, this was one of my, keep pulling up that one. This was one of my key things, is I created this whole documentation, which shows exactly everything. This shows all the positions of the characters, what each of them looks like, and this one is just all the most of the stuff I went over to show you. And I kind of labeled the categories position alien, so I know if I need to change the position, I go here. If I need to change the facing, I go here. If I need to check my tables, I go here, and so on. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please like or subscribe, and thanks very much. And this is Steve Morrow signing off.